There is a feeling of quiet optimism that surrounds the UMass Lowell Riverhawk volleyball program as it readies for the 2009 campaign. The team is coming off a 15-17 season, 7-7 in the tough Northeast 10 Conference, but it is an experienced team with 11 returning players, a team that ranked in the top 6 in 4 different statistical categories a year ago. At the helm is Karen McNulty. The head coach begins her 16th campaign directing the Riverhawks. She carries a career record of 278 wins, 217 losses. And we had a chance to sit down with her and talk. So now, a conversation with Riverhawk volleyball head coach Karen McNulty. As one approaches this season, and you say got a lot of people back, but a lot of people in this conference, a lot of teams in this conference have a lot of people back. Do you approach this season with a lot of optimism?
Yeah, I think we do. The seniors are really excited. You don't have these years as a coach happen too often. I mean, we've got a great group of seniors. They've worked very hard, and they're really great people, and I've really enjoyed them, and Tara and John Cody, my assistants, have enjoyed them. So we're actually excited for them. We're excited for everybody, but we want them to do well for them.
What is the key in doing well? What makes or breaks a season?
I think that it just comes down to doing what you're supposed to be doing on the court. We've worked very hard. We practice very hard. That's never been an issue with anybody on this team. But it doesn't matter that you work hard or you do the things you're supposed to do in the off season if when it comes time to perform, you don't do it on the court. So that's what it comes down to. We are prepared, but now they need to execute and keep their mistakes limited. They're pretty talented, and they're definitely prepared. And if we can keep our performance, if we can play good gamesmanship and keep our performance mistake-free, we'll be fine.
Talk about limiting mistakes, which I suppose in all sports is always a key. And you note how many seniors? Do we assume with experience and with maturity, which one would assume that a senior group would have, you also probably in a position where there were fewer mistakes made because experience and maturity have taught you certain things?
Well, you would hope that. However, I can tell you that there has been plenty of screaming going on at practice because, you know, people do have a tendency to make the same mistakes over and over again. I think the difference now than has been the past 2 years before is they are capable of changing their play because they're fitter and they're stronger. They can also understand where perhaps, you know, the anger and the urgency is coming from. So yeah, you would hope that they have learned, but you know, it doesn't always happen that way.
Are you a tough taskmaster?
I am loud, and I guess some of my philosophy is if they don't understand it, to say it louder. I think the kids know I say what I have to say, I get it out, I can be ticked off, but then I'm all over it. So I think I'm a reasonable taskmaster.
This team came back and began practicing. Did it look like they did the off-season work?
Yes, yeah, for the most part. I think that we had a new strength and conditioning coach and a new program. The team embraced that. Sometimes it's tough for some of the players who aren't around in the summer, who live in other parts of the country, to get everything done they need to get done. They have to join a gym on their own, or they're limited with some of the equipment they can use. But for the most part, everybody did what they were supposed to do to the best of their ability. We also had a couple of people with injuries who hadn't been able to do the workout and slowly get back into it. So yeah, I would have to say we're as fit as we've ever been.
How do you assess strengths and weaknesses of this team?
I think we're really starting to hit the ball hard. I think we're serving the ball pretty well. Our passing's coming along. I think our weakness probably right now is net play. We tend to get a little panicky at the net. We don't block well. We're not where we should be blocking. When there's play tight to the net, sometimes we're not as aggressive. We play it a little safe, and we need to play a little more aggressively. So that's probably that, and consistent passing is probably our weak point right now.
If net play is where the game's played, is how this team plays near the net going to make or break the season?
I don't know if I'd say that. I mean, we have to pass the ball off the net. But great teams are good net teams. Let me put it that way. So if we're going to be a great team, we have to play great at the net. But I'm not sure that's going to make or break the season.
Can we be a great team?
Athletically, yes. You know, we do have a couple new players coming in who will be contributing. We're not sure where they're going to fit in right now. I think if we end up with them in certain places, the places we want them to be at, we will be, we can be a great team. There's a lot to that. That's a lot of it's in our control, but a lot of it is not in our control. It's what the rest of the league has to offer us.
How tough a conference is the Northeast 10?
Extremely tough. We now have 16 members in the Northeast 10 for volleyball, and I would say there are 3 or 4 at the top of the pack. There are a couple down the bottom, and there are 10 right in the middle, and they are right in the middle. And on any given day, those 10 will and can and have beaten and lost to each other, and those 10 can also challenge the top 3 or 4 teams.
What's it take not just to challenge the top 3 or 4 in a match here or there, but to join them as an elite member of the Northeast 10 Conference?
I think it takes size, which we are slowly but surely becoming a bigger program, a taller program. It takes experience, and it's not just collegiate experience. It's playing experience at the high school and club level, which has been weak in the Northeast. So it takes a mix of bringing bodies in from across the country or international bodies to compete with some of the teams who dominate the league.
For this Riverhawk volleyball team, are there key individuals that, if these people have good years, this team's going to have a good year, or does it not come down to a couple of individuals?
That's a great question. I think our 2 strongest players have been senior Elsa LeGrand from Colorado and Jillian Hatter, who is a junior from California. And we need them to continue to play at the level they're playing. But if we're going to break out of the middle of the pack, we need strong performances from a couple of other juniors, Vicky Wong from Tewksbury and Sarah Kosher from Western Mass, from Pittsfield, and also looking for a great year from our setter, Nicole Rondeau from Dracut, or one of our 2 new setters from California, and from Allie Ide, who has been our predominant passer. She is originally from Oregon, more recently from Minnesota.
Are there particular goals you set for this season?
Well, we are hosting the Northeast 10 Championship for the first time ever. The volleyball championship is predetermined, unlike most sports. It's not based upon where teams finish in the regular season, and that has to do with scheduling because we're an indoor sport, and our championship is held during basketball seasons. Teams and gyms and administrations need to be able to plan around the 3 days of play. So we are hosting this year, so our first goal, of course, is to be in the NE10 championship and to go as far as we can, and always our goal is to qualify for the NCAAs, which we haven't for a couple of years, but we play a schedule that if we win, if we beat the teams we're supposed to beat, we should be able to qualify for the tournament.
A lot of ifs, deep down inside.
Yeah.
Deep down inside. Do you feel this team's capable of not just getting to the NE10 tournament, but the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I think they're capable. I think they're prepared. I do. Now they need to do it.
I thank you for your time. Good luck, and obviously we'll talk again. Thank you.
Terrific, Bob. Thanks so much.